delivery on DoorDash, Instacart, Grubhub, and maybe even Uber Eats, depending on what sort of orders come our way and what works for us. Hi, everybody. My name is Craig. Welcome to Side of Hustle. The goal of this channel is to move 10,000 people from stupidly broken to fully free in soul, heart, mind, strength, and wallet. Please make sure you hit that like and hit that subscribe. That way, the next time we go live, you will be notified. Excited to be here with you tonight. We've actually already done 2 deliveries for this supper shift, which is crazy because supper's normally been starting at 5:30, and yet we had orders coming in by like 4:45. It's been a great day. I had 2 huge lunch orders, including an official catering order through DoorDash that paid out $60, and then another large order through DoorDash that paid out $40, and then I had $55 in small Instacart orders, and then I just completed a like $10 order from a local diner, and then before that a $6 order. So all told, we're at like 170 or something like that. We're having a great day. My daily goal is right now $200 a day with food and gig delivery. Anything above and beyond that is great, and just going to go towards other financial goals that we have. But 200 a day is what we are working towards. And so again, excited to be with you. We just dropped off down the south end of town. We're going to kind of reposition ourselves a little more northward from here for now. The way that the large catering orders have been working on DoorDash here for the last week or 2, we've been seeing more, which maybe is a sign of, I don't know, maybe the summer slump, the summer slowdown, whatever you want to call it. Maybe that's coming to an end a little bit, but they've been pulling me about up to 5 miles away. And so that's what we're looking for, is we're out here looking for large catering orders or Platinum Plus offers. So the other side of this is I also want to be kind of near a grocery store as well, because if I'm near grocery, that gives me more opportunities to possibly get something via Instacart. So we're also working towards Instacart being, I want to try to get back to Diamond on Instacart. And so to do that, I need to do just over 150 deliveries over the next 33 days or 34 days, basically averaging 5 orders a day on that. And we've already hit that goal for today. So again, I'm just trying to work ahead. But primarily I'm looking for either huge orders on Instacart right now, 25 plus, that'll take me half an hour or less, or any sort of DoorDash order that's Platinum Plus, something like that. So good evening to everybody. We're out doing some food delivery, gig delivery. We're hunting for large catering orders on DoorDash. Welcome to A Side Hustle. My name is Craig. Goal of this channel is to move 10,000 people from stupidly broken to fully free in soul, heart, mind, strength, and wallet. So hit that like, hit that subscribe. Excited to have you guys here today. It is kind of that time of the day where the sun is in my eyes, but we're going to be hunting down. I'm just like $30 away from my daily goal, so this is going to be a nice, casual, fun delivery. Like, we're going to find the 30. I'm not worried about that. I'm just going to figure out where it is. So I need like 50 coming into supper, and I've already knocked out 20. And normally our busy time has been like 5:30 to 7:30, and been a really good day. So we're here to help you. You guys can also ask any sort of questions you've got about side hustle stuff, food, cake delivery, selling on eBay, selling on Amazon, as well as getting your YouTube channel going, any of those things. Go ahead and throw those questions down in the chat below. I'm looking forward to just hanging out. I'm going to get to a spot here. I think we're going to go to Carrabba's. It's the one parking lot that's a little bit shady, and it's not blazing hot out right now, but it is still pretty hot to sit in the sun. So we're going to go try to find some shade, and then I can sit, talk to you, everybody, see what's going on in the chat. So I hope everybody is well tonight. Like I said, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're just rocking and rolling here on a Thursday evening. Hunting for those big orders. We're not looking for the little puny orders, we're looking for the big orders here tonight. So got them 2 today, a 40 and a 60 on DoorDash. So literally, if we got one more huge order, we got one more huge order, it could literally get us to our daily goal for the day. So, but yeah, we're gonna go head to Carrabba's. Like I said, usually it doesn't get busy till about 5:30 here, at least recently. But I always try to be online and ready to go at 5, and sometimes earlier. Like today I was a little bit earlier, and I got stuff early. So sometimes that's how it goes. The large, the catering order I got earlier today was Chipotle. That actually came through at like 10:30, and I got to the restaurant. The restaurant wasn't even open yet. So our Chipotle opened at 10:45 and wasn't there. This is a large catering order, but it's not a large payout. So it's $7.50 for 5 miles. So we are going to pass on that. We want something better than that. Something better than $7.50 for 5 miles. So again, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. Right here, hunting some big, large catering orders on DoorDash. Instacart also doing stuff as well. So that's what we have going on here tonight. My Grubhub that I just dropped off like 5 minutes ago just sent a text. You didn't bring me utensils. Like, so we'll just respond. Sorry, comma, we are not allowed to open the bags and see what is inside of them. Period. They told me everything was there. Reach out to Grubhub and they can get that fixed for you. So, how's it going? Again, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. Just do a little bit of customer service. I don't go back and forth with customers. I try to provide like one calm, gentle answer. And after that, if they're good, it's good. And if they're not, then I just ignore. They don't have direct access to your phone number, which is why on all these gig delivery apps, you should never, except in the most extreme circumstances, you should never directly text them. You should only text through the app messaging systems, because you don't want these people getting your actual phone numbers. All that kind of runs through it. So I don't ever phone call people unless it's through the app. And I honestly, I try not to phone call. I try to basically just message through the app. That's how I do 90% of my customer service. So good evening to all of you. Hope you're doing well. So we're at about $170 food and gig delivery on the day. I'm just trying to get to my daily goal of 200 a day. And so we're just hunting for some big orders. So if you guys have any questions on food and gig delivery, go ahead and post them now. I'm going to park here in just a minute, so I'll get caught up on chat and say all of your names. Don't worry, I'm not ignoring you. I just can't do too much while I'm driving, except drive. You know, that's kind of the key part to driving. And you wouldn't know it by the way people drive down here in Southwest Florida, that the key part to driving is driving, but it really is. In fact, driving is so much more important than the 70 other things people like to do when they're sitting at a red light down here. So, every area of the country, I know you have your version of the crazy driver. Of all of them, the one I don't mind the most is the one who goes just really fast. That's the one I can put up with. Now, if they go fast and they weave in and out of traffic, not a fan of that. Like if you're a fast driver and I'm in the right lane and you try to push by me while I'm in the right lane, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to speed up for you if I'm in the right lane. But just get in the left lane, go in the fast lane, pass people. Do your thing. Because most of the time I'm not really in a rush. I used to be in a rush when I did this food and gig delivery, but I'm totally just like chilling and vibing now. Like, nah, not in a rush. There is zero food delivery that is worth my life or anyone else's life. Let's see. Grubhub sending us $6 for 6 miles. That's no good. And Instacart's doing this new batched order thing. They're doing it a little differently, where they give you a pickup, drop off instead of a double. So I don't know if you guys have seen these types of orders. So it's a pickup, then a drop off, then a pickup and a drop off. They're especially doing this on shopping. So they have you pick up and drop off the restaurant order. Then they have you go shop and drop. $7.50 for 5 miles on DoorDash. We're going to decline that one. So I'm a Platinum Dasher on DoorDash. Troy, how's it going? King Whitfield. Does that really work, just going around and saying, can you make me a mod? Is that really a thing? Is that what kids these days are doing? All right, well, we're chilling here in a parking lot in the shade for a little bit. We're also going to keep our eye. We're across the street from a grocery store as well, so we'll keep an eye on grocery delivery. Like I said, I try to knock out all my Instacarts before lunch every day. I got to do 5 a day, and so I'm just taking 5. The goal is to get to Diamond Cart. That's the whole goal. I'm not really trying to make a ton of money through Instacart this month and into next month. My goal is just to get to 300 orders delivered by the end of September. So what's my number? I'm at 144 Instacart deliveries. So that's the current number. We did put up our most recent eBay sales and sourcing video, so that is up on the channel now if you haven't seen that. We listed 3 and sold 3 yesterday. Sold 1 thing since that video, so I've got 1 thing for tomorrow's video. It's like, oh, good news. Like every day that I sell something, it's like, okay, at least I got a video tomorrow. I need my eBay peeps to be my content creators for me. You got to buy stuff so I can actually say what I'm selling. Alright, so right now we're just sitting, chilling. I had to zoom in on my location on DoorDash and it thinks I'm in Africa right now. I betcha there's a few places in Africa hotter than it is in Southwest Florida, but I don't know how many. So, yeah, what was our $12.42 was our Grubhub that we did, and then $6.75. That was our one DoorDash that we had. Let's see, so we're at 108. 108 plus 55 is 163. Yeah, we're like 175 on the day right now. So, I mean, I'm not going to say never. You know, there can always end up being a bad night or whatever, but I feel confident to find $25 more. And honestly, I'm probably going to go, unless it's crazy good, I'm just going to kind of go until we get the 25 and might be done. Not going to push super hard tonight. I got lots of eBay stuff that I can do at home. And I've been up late the last couple nights, so I actually wouldn't mind going to bed just a little bit earlier. I'm going to be pushing hard this weekend because it's Labor Day weekend, so I'm going to be out basically all day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm going to be putting in massive hours on those, and so that's why I want to get my eBay stuff done, so I can get all my eBay listings ready to go for those days. We'll probably run like a one day Labor Day sale on Monday or something like that. So, something along those lines. And I don't sit anywhere for too long, so I'm going to sit here just long enough to kind of cool off the car in the shade. Driving an 04 Pontiac Vibe, so air conditioning works, but every once in a while it just needs a little bit of help to get the car cooled down, especially kind of between now and then, now and like sunset time. So we'll sit here for like 2 more minutes. If we don't get anything, we'll head a little bit further north uptown. Find that all these apps other than Instacart, but like DoorDash, Grubhub, they all seem to do better when you're moving. And I know everybody counsels everybody, like, don't be driving around. And maybe that's technically good for gas mileage, but I can just tell you, I've been in places where I've sat for 20 minutes to knock out a single order, and then as soon as I start moving, I get hit with orders. KC, how's it going? Good to see a friendly face. We've had 2 waves of scrolling people through. Good old friendly face. Hope you are doing well. So we're just sitting at Carrabba's right now, trying to hunt out the big orders. So, just so you know, I featured a jacket in one of my videos here the other day, and someone from the channel reached out, and also a friend too. So, but anyway, someone from the channel, a friend reached out and said, hey, they want to buy the jacket. So I'm just working with them. The Boom Mike, how's it going? Good evening to you. All right, so it's been a couple minutes here. We've sat at Carrabba's, nothing coming through here. So I have hit 2 big orders today, so I know I'm kind of being greedy, but I find the way that DoorDash works sometimes is kind of like a sprinkler. Like those old sprinklers that go around and on the days where it wants to sprinkle more on you, you just tend to get bigger and better orders on certain days. Like last week it was Wednesday. I got great orders on Wednesday. Today I got a $60 and a $40 order for lunch. Hey, and here we go. We're gonna take this. It's not a great drop off, but it's gonna hit our goal for the day. It's $30 for 16 miles on the large catering order. So we are gonna hit our goal for the day. Like I said, it's not the greatest drop-off in the world, but like sometimes you got to be flexible and say, okay, this is going to help me get my goal, and then from that point forward, then I can just like be super picky the rest of the way. Yeah, 30. This is my lowest DoorDash order of the day. I've had a 60 and a 40, and now a 30 on DoorDash today. The only 3 orders I've taken. But I mean, how great is that? You know, just getting $130 off of DoorDash with 3 deliveries, and the first 2 were not high mileage, so I'm going to consider that a trade-off here. That like, yeah, the drop-off, it's 15 miles, and it's not a great, it's not a horrible, but it's not a great drop-off location. I would, if it was like not a great order like this, I'm probably not taking it. But I also look at it this way. We accepted at, we'll call it $5.50. I think we actually accepted like $5.50, but we'll call it $5.50. Can I get this done in an hour? Then I win, right? Like if I can get this dropped off, or even better yet, dropped off and back in a zone, or with the next offer by $6.50, then I absolutely win this hour. That's all you're trying to do, win the hour. 15, so it's 15 miles, 30 for 15. It's from an Indian, like Indian Asian, not Indian Native American, Indian Asian restaurant. It's actually right here. I just got to make a little U-turn to get there. It's 9 items, 3 orders of chicken tikka masala, cheese naan, bullet naan, plain naan, another chicken tikka masala, and a cauliflower Manchurian. I don't really know what that is. And an onion naan. So lots of naan. Naan bread is amazing, by the way. There's a lot of the flavoring of like Indian food that just doesn't agree with me, but naan bread and you know, some of the hot stuff I like from India. Some of the other spices and seasonings don't like so much. So yes, I saw that Micah Parsons got traded to the Packers. I saw Grassi was running a live stream on that. All right, so we are here. We're arrived at the store. Now I'm going to be full disclosure. This store is sometimes slow, and I can't bring you in with me because there's no my cell phone sitting in there. But I am going to do this. I'm going to back in. It's kind of a small little parking lot. Back in and try to get into the shade of a palm tree as best as we can. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if I can, it really comes down to, this order is going to come down to how soon this order is going to be ready. So here's what we're going to do. Mark as arrived. Do all my DoorDash thing. And at least give you something somewhat pretty to look at. Instead of just staring at me. Alright. So here's the deal. If I'm not back in 5 minutes, the stream's probably going to pause temporarily, and it'll be the glitch dash. Someone mentioned that the other day. I like that idea, the glitch dash. But I'll be back as soon as we're up and going, but hopefully it's just going to be ready. I'm just going to warn you that this place is usually not ready. So hang tight, but hopefully we'll be back soon. All we do is win today, guys. All we do is win. It was actually ready. I managed to use the restroom while I was in there because I figured I was going to have to wait. And by the time I came out, everything was set. We're going to get it all tucked in. It's going to fill up about half of our catering bag. Wow. That was better than expected. I'm going to leave it turned around for you guys for now. According to Waze, see roughly where I'm going. Yeah, it's out there. It's out there, but there are a couple of there are a couple of big restaurants out that way. I don't usually like to hang out there, but we went out there last week too, and we were able to get a decent order coming back. So it says 30 minutes. So you were right on, Bree. According to this, it says our arrival time is 6:29. That's 5:59 now. We'll see what that's actually like. We'll see if traffic. Now we're going to be avoiding access to the interstate here, so that should help. And this all goes to philosophy. You know, everybody's got a different philosophy when it comes to food delivery, but for me, my philosophy is get to my goals as quick as possible and be done. Right? Some people want to be like, I want to deliver, I want to stay busy all day. That's an okay philosophy. I'm not gonna disagree with that philosophy per se. But like, some people have that philosophy. For me, I would prefer to pass on some of the smaller ones, pass on some of the smaller orders, and then just instead take a few larger orders, but a few less orders, but make them bigger, and just try to get to a set number. I find that if I'm just out until a general thing, it's fine to say, okay, orders slow down. I think it's very good to have an earning goal for the day, because then you evaluate everything based on the earnings goal for the day. And then I sometimes give myself, I give myself missions for the day. You know, these apps used to be big on giving you missions or quests or whatever. I give myself missions and quests. So right now on Instacart, my mission is to complete 5 Instacart orders as quick as possible. And unless they're just stupidly bad, take them as soon as they come. Stupidly bad being either a super long address, you know, like an address that's super far away from the store, or just an inordinate number of items that you need to shop for like a small pay. Like, I'm willing to take bad orders that I would not normally or recommend people take, just to get those 5 Instacarts done. In the meantime, you do stack some money. So I did 6 Instacart orders and got $55 for them. Now, again, I recommend, if you're starting on this, 1, 2, 15, $1 an item, $2 a mile, and $15 plus per shopping order when you start. But right now, and I have a video on that, but I always say one of the exceptions is if you're working towards a goal or a mission. And my goal and mission is get to Diamond Cart Shopper. And I've got to stay on top of that. I got to average 5 orders a day every single day through the end of September. So I'm gonna find some opportunities to just get those 5 faster, even if it's not. Now, I passed on a couple of like $3, $4, maybe it was like $4 no-tip orders on Instacart. That was out of principle. And then I passed on like one order that was like $12, but for 54 items. I'm like, that's like over an hour of my time, because I'm still not the fastest shopper out there. So it's like, I'm taking what works for me, and I think that's the big thing for everybody else. Take what works for you. And so there are times, and you guys will know, there will be times that I would pass on this order. $30 for 16 miles or 15 miles, whatever it was. It's not a bad order, but it's not a great drop-off location either. However, in this particular case, it's going to hit my goal for the day. And a happy Craig with a goal met for the day means that chat's just going to be really fun and casual the rest of the night, because I'm not going to be pressed and stressing and like, oh my goodness, do I have to take this $6 order? You know, and so sometimes it's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to just take an order. Now I have no stress the rest of the night. If we get some more orders, that's great. If not, we're good that way too. Is it possible I hate Jerry Jones as a Cowboy fan? You know what? If you're a fan, you have the prerogative to like or dislike anybody you want from your team. Even if it's completely irrational. I'm a Mets fan. I know all about irrational hatred of people for my team. And a Dolphins fan too, to boot. Savage. So does that mean the Cowboys are tanking for this season? Or I don't. Did you get anything back in the deal, or just draft picks or something like that? All right, here's the good news too. We're already at like 12 miles to go. So at this point, like, that's all I'm thinking. It's like, okay, in 25 minutes I'm gonna have $30 in my pocket that I didn't have. Even if all the dollars per mile is like not perfect here, even if the drop off's not perfect, I'm good with it. we're done. And actually I went over 200 yesterday. So on a Wednesday and a Thursday, I hit the $200 goal. Now yesterday was kind of a not as traditional way of doing it. It involved upside. I got $40 cash back on upside yesterday, which that's already cashed out and was processed into the bank. And then I had a Zifty catering order. 2026 first round, 27. Wow. I don't know much about Kenny Clark, but getting 2 first rounders is not the worst thing in the world. I would say the only negative is they're Packer first rounders, so they're probably going to be lower bottom half picks. But I think the reason the Packers made the move has probably a lot to do with the moves the Vikings made bringing Adam Thielen back. So I can't say that for certain. Obviously, I have no inside info, but that would be, I'm sure that plays into it. Like, you got to figure out how to do that. I mean, and what percentage of that deal was Jerry Jones' decision versus your general manager? I don't even know who that is right now. So we got about just over 10 miles to go to deliver this Indian food order. There's lots of naan and chicken tikka masala in this order. So now this will also be interesting because don't make the assumption here that this is a $28 tip or anything from the customer. I'm sure there is a good customer tip, but orders like these recently, DoorDash has been bumping the base pay significantly, making these orders a lot, just they get a little more enticing. So the other day I had one, I think DoorDash did $18 base pay, and it was probably about this far, maybe even a little bit further, but it got me to take it, you know. I try to be picky, but when you see $30 on that screen and the mileage is 15 or less, I'm gonna take that a lot of the time. There's only a handful of times where I'm probably not taking 30 for 15. One would be if the 15 is just a horrible location and I guaranteed gonna have to drive all 15 miles to see another order. That would be one. The other would be is if we're just super, super busy. You know, would I do a 30 for 15 on like New Year's Day? Probably not. Because I think I'd be much more likely to get 220 for 4s or something like that. So, but I've noticed a little bit. He is the GM as well. Okay. Well, there you go. So he's got all the blame. That's crazy to me that Jerry Jones is still GMing the team. Is Jerry more about making money than winning, do you think, Savage Batman? Like, he'll obviously tell you he wants to win, but it feels like to me he's ultimately, you know, not that he's like good with winning, like with what he's won, but he got his wins. He got his championships, and like, I don't know. I don't know what to think on that. All right, saying about 19 minutes to go, so we're almost to the halfway point. Like I said, when you're trying to do the math on an order like this too, that can also be, you can look at dollars per mile, but you also can think dollars per hour. So if we can really get this done in 30 minutes, call it maybe 40 minutes total, because when did we say we got it? 50, right? So, I mean, if we can have this all dropped off by 6:30, I mean, that's $30 in 40 minutes. And that's not bad at all when you're trying to just get cash flowing. You've got to remember, there's different times. You've got to figure out why you're doing these apps, too. So the reason why a one-size-fits-all strategy doesn't work for DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart is everybody's looking to get something different out of the apps. And even for me, there are different days I'm trying to accomplish different things. Some days I'm out there and it's all about just making the most money possible. Other days I'm out there and it's all about making the best content possible. And those do end up being two different strategies. You're going to take, when you're trying to make content, you're going to do riskier things. You're going to do things that are a little more entertaining. It's just going to be the nature of what you're doing. Other days I'm out here just trying to get a particular mission or goal accomplished. You know, like if all I cared about, if this was September 30th and I needed 5 more Instacarts, all I would be doing right now is Instacart. And I probably wouldn't be streaming because I just want to focus on getting that done. So it always depends. This one is a little bit for the content and a little bit for the daily goal. But now the daily goal is out, then our future orders, then they're no longer going to be altered by the daily goal unless I choose to say, hey, I'm going to up this goal. I hit my $200 goal for the day. Now I'm going to try to do this. So I did from 7:30 to 1:30. So that's what, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So we're gonna hit over $200 in 8 hours, which is not only is it my daily goal, it also is hitting my dollars per hour goal of 25 per hour. So this just works on there's a lot of reasons why this works. Well, I hope everybody's doing well. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're just out here hunting for big orders, and we got our first one. And interestingly enough, we actually passed on some large catering orders that were low tipping to get this one. And it's going to be very interesting to see if we gotta get past these cars. They're just going way too slow. Be very interesting to see if there is a higher than normal base pay on this order. I kind of think there's going to be. I'm just feeling like base pay on this is going to be $10 plus. But we'll see. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. It's Keck. It's going. Got about 6.5 miles to go. It's pretty far out there. I'm not going to lie. We are going to head to like sketchy internet zone, so there is a chance I might get out here. It's the nature of the beast. I generally don't go out this way unless it's for more than $25, and that's what they did to me. They sent me a 30. We'll turn the camera around. We'll get a little bit closer to the customer's house. We don't show any of their information. I don't even know if we're going to make it through this light. I don't know how long this light is. Let's go. Let's go. Drive, people. Oh my goodness. Why are we being so slow? You got a green light. Alright, we made it through. We made it through. That's the first thing. Made it through. Like, oh, it's raining. You guys maybe can't see it. It is raining like straight ahead, but we're gonna turn again. But we'll see if we run into some rain here at some point. I always like delivering in the rain. Less drivers on the road and sometimes more orders, but always less drivers. We have a lot of drivers who don't like delivering in the rain. And I am all in. Got my jacket in the back. We're ready to rock and roll. The thunder and lightning. We've just had so few rainy days this summer compared to normal. It's been kind of sad, but we had a good one. Maybe that was Wednesday last week was the rainy day. Whatever day it rained a lot, we cashed in. Appreciate everybody hanging out. We got about 5 miles to go for delivery. This is our $30 for 15 mile of lots of naan and chicken tikka masala. DoorDash. This is my third DoorDash order of the day and my smallest one. So I've had a 60 and a 40. Actually, technically, I just had one other one I took before I went live. It was like $6. All right, so not my smallest. But only my third highest. We'll say that. I forgot. I forgot that I'd done that little dinky one. That was right before we went live. We had a 60, a 40, and a 30 now. Yeah, looks like we're not going to get to the rain quite yet over here. So we'll see. We'll see if we run into rain. I'm gonna guess this is probably a gated community out here too. So, like I said, whenever we get a little bit closer, we'll turn the camera back around. Let you guys enjoy a little more. I don't mind the clouds at all because it's keeping the car nice and cool. Alright, finally got the green light here. If you're to keep driving the direction we're going for like another half an hour, get right in the middle of swampland. I'll be interested to see if we can get any orders. So that little zone we just passed right there, they're still building it out. So there's like a Panda Express coming there. There are a few restaurants. There's probably the best one for supper time. There's an Outback Steakhouse there. So I'll be interested to see if we can nab any orders from over there on our way back. That would be really nice to catch something. There's also some grocery way out here, believe it or not. And so we'll also maybe keep our eye on Instacart because these both from the same store. Yeah, we're not going to go quite as far as that one grocery store. All right, we'll go ahead and turn the camera back around for now. We're a couple miles away. Like I said, we're headed to sketchy internet zone too, so it's possible that I might lose you guys temporarily here. Let's see if we have any information on it. Nothing on gate code. PIN is required. So, I guess we'll find out here shortly. But I do think almost all the communities on this road out this way are all gated. So we shall find out. But I don't think I've been in this way. At least it doesn't look familiar on the map. I just so rarely come out this way because of the fact that it's such a long drive. But we're doing awesome on time. It says we're going to make it in 25 minutes instead of 30. So we are at, from acceptance of this order, we are at 30 minutes exactly. Accept this at 5:50 and we are almost to the community for the drop-off. This is a $30 for 15-mile order, and we have traveled 14 of those 15 miles so far. This will bring us over our $200 daily goal. And we're just going to cross our fingers and hopefully we don't have to drive all 15 miles back to get another good order. Grubhub keeps sending us lowball offers. Probably have to mute you guys while I'm going in through the gate. I'm tired. Everybody else tired today? I do have coffee though, so don't worry. We're good to go for a while. And at some point we can make it back to Panera and get more drink. I was going to say it's still warm, but it was actually cold earlier. So it just warmed up in the car earlier. You know what? Maybe I was in this place like right when it first opened. Maybe. All right, hang tight. I'll be right with you. All right, we have made it through the gate. Now let's just figure out where we're going. About a half mile to go. Oh, it's not too far down. I never like when I have to go in these gated communities and like they're like 3 miles deep in the gated community. Because like the further deep they are, like the longer it's going to take you to get out and get back to good orders. So you want to deliver to people who live in the front end of their community, not the back end. There was one, it was like zigzag. I mean, it was 15 minutes into the community one time, and it was the absolute last house at the back end of the cul-de-sac of the entire community, I remember. I was like, nah, bro. Can't do that. Can't do that. Move your house. Make it easier for you. But we got it delivered. Tonight, thankfully, not as big of a deal. Go get this house figured out. Anytime I get into the neighborhood, the first thing I try to do is start identifying where are the numbers going to be. In this case, tonight, they're over the garages. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to get myself turned around so I'm already facing the right way. It's also going to put me on the same side of the street as the drop-off. I do need to get a code from them, so we shall see how long that takes. Sometimes they're fast with that, other times not so much. Block them in their driveway, throw on the flashers. Bad Gamer, how's it going? All right, we're going to go drop this off, and then I'll give you guys an update on everything. All right, so we got it dropped off, and I was telling you, I was thinking maybe there's a chance that there's at least $10 in base pay, and we are correct. I'm going to show this real quick, and then we're going to get driving. $30.11 was the total, but $15.75 was base pay. Now, it's still a $14 tip. So I got base pay $1 a mile and a tip $1 a mile. And honestly, that's not bad at all. But I don't know, would any of you guys get upset about that if you saw that, oh, there was only a $14 tip and $15 base pay? You know, I don't care. It's all good to me. I actually like the fact that DoorDash is starting to bump base pay for these longer trips. And they've probably heard it from their good tipping customers. Like, look, I'm tipping well, but I'm still not getting my order fast enough. I would assume that's where it's coming from. I mean, some drivers too, but the thing is, from the driver's side, you don't have to take these orders. So drivers have a lot more leverage than they think they do. The only problem is that you've got a lot of uneducated drivers, which is one of the reasons why I have this challenge. So we got $30 for 15 miles for that delivery. That hit our $200 goal for the day for food and gate delivery. The drop-off zone is not great, but we did that whole order in 40 minutes. So even if it takes us another 20 minutes to get on our next order, we're still good for a $30 hour. So there's that. But I do find it interesting. Like, where do you think the pressure to increase the base pay is coming from? Do you think it's coming from customers who are saying, hey, I'm tipping well and I'm still not getting my order? Because on a $100 order, a $14 tip is not bad. It's like 15%. In fact, I don't even know if that was considered. I don't even think that was a large order. So that might not even be $100. So the customer tip, we'll just call it 15% for simplicity's sake. And DoorDash paid $1 a mile in base pay. Like, I would just think that would be a really simple thing, right? If DoorDash simply just paid $1 per mile on every order, and then the customer tip went over and above that, I think the vast majority of drivers would be okay with that. Like, I'm guaranteed $1 a mile, no matter what. So, by the way, I've been doing this thing. I've been scheduling shorter dashes. So, I just scheduled that dash from 5:30 to 6:30. And I have dash now anytime since we're platinum. So now we're going to just restart our next dash, which is just going to go 6:30 to 7:30. I don't think it really hurts. I think, if anything, I've been seeing really good results with that. Now, the one thing to note is, my door was open just a little bit. We were kind of towards the bottom half of gas, so we probably need gas sooner rather than later, and I hate filling up during supper time, but let's see. Okay, I'm going to use upside. We're going to fill up unless we get a great order from DoorDash. There's a racetrack up ahead that gets me 23 cents a gallon cash back. For you upside people, if you're not on upside, it's a way to get cash back on groceries, restaurants, gas. I just crossed today $1,000 cash back lifetime. Like, real cash deposited into my bank account. So when I started out, my goal was to make $540 cash back, and I've almost doubled it. So I'll give you the info on it. I'll show you the promo code if you want to sign up. So in this case, like, I'm going to get like an extra $2.50 cash back on this fill up. And of course, if for whatever reason a good DoorDash comes in, I've got enough gas that I can take it really quick. But this is really close by. I think I can get in and out really quick as well. So anyway, upside, UPSIDE, upside. I'll show you that info. But if you sign up with my promo code, you get a bonus on your first gas fill up, extra cents per gallon. I don't know what they're offering right now. ZKS75E is my promo code, my referral code that you can put in if you're not on upside and you want to start getting cash back. So I'll show you my numbers here if we don't get a good offer. That's $11 for 13 on Grubhub. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight. Make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe. Actually, you know what? Let me just do this. I'm going to just end the dash. I shouldn't have started yet. We'll go gas up, and as soon as we're almost done gassing up, then we'll do that. But that way I can show you guys all the upside info that you need to know. I think I've had like 15 different people who have signed up through my upside referral code. So thank you to each and every one of you guys. Help support the channel in that way. So one of the channel members and a friend just reached out, said they just bought the magic dumpster sticker too. So you didn't know we do have some merch available. I actually haven't even ordered it myself yet, so I'm going to be ordering as soon as I get a little bit of spare change. I'm going to be ordering the magic dumpster hoodie. I need a fresh hoodie, and I think it looks really good in black. So there's a Cybertruck here. Cybertruck. Even our gas stations have palm trees. We're spoiled. We're spoiled, but it costs a lot to live here, so that's why we got to work a lot too. And then when you're like me, you get in stupid debt, and you got to really work to get that paid off. All right. So stay busy with lots of orders. And let me just show you guys this really quick. Get you the info here. All right, so here we go. This is for Upside. That's the QR code. If you guys want a screenshot, try to hold my hand. Hold on. Try to hold my hand nice and steady if you want to screenshot it. Or you can just fill in the invite code ZKS75E. All right, and then let me just show you guys here really quick. Make sure I'm not. There's my lifetime earnings, $1,026.83. All right, so that's why I like me some Upside. I've been talking about it. We are not sponsored. That's only an affiliate code, but maybe they'll sponsor me if I can make a killer video about how I got $1,000 cash back. Because that's better than what most people say, even the commercials that I've heard on the radio. Like, hook me up with a sponsorship Upside. Let's do this thing. All right, let me gas up really quick, and we'll be right back with you. So anyway, we're gonna get all filled up with gas here. Let me just refresh the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. And then as soon as we're close, we're just gonna turn everything, well, everything but Uber Eats back on. So it's just really nice. There's not been many times recently that like 6:30 at night I've hit all my food and gig delivery goals for the day. And so, all right, we got an offer to send out here. Yeah, let's send that offer out. Some Brett Beatty rookie cards. Let's see if we can get a buyer at $1. I just want to get them going. That's all we're trying to do, get it going. So we're continuing to work on our eBay store revitalization. I am going to have one non-eBay video coming out soon. I am going to be making a new Tom Grassi video. I just don't really have the time to do it the way that I want, but I need to get it done before football season. So maybe the very beginning of next week. All right. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and then finish this. Confirm. Then I also take a picture in Fetch too for the Fetch rewards. Fetch doesn't give you cash back, but it does give you gift cards. What's this Taco Bell? $4.75. No. No, we're big game hunting out here tonight, DoorDash. We want only the big stuff. And honestly, at this point, I'd be a lot more tempted to take a marginal, knock out some more Instacart orders. Because anything I do today is just less that I have to do over the next month ahead. Continue. Here, I'll give you guys the Fetch too, if you guys are interested in Fetch. I have not made anywhere near as much on Fetch, but I've gotten two $50 gift cards. So you guys get an extra 2,000 points, which is roughly like $2 worth of credit. It's not exact, but there's the Fetch 9P8 5VY. I don't actually have that one memorized like I do the Upside. But anyway, you can just scan any and every receipt. You always get some points towards it. And occasionally you get some big points. So anyway, that's Fetch. So Fetch and Upside, not sponsored, just affiliate links that help support the channel. D-Rels, how's it going? All right, so we have hit our goal for the day of $200 in food and gig delivery. We've hit our goal today of 5 Instacarts down. We've actually done 6. We have delivered my DoorDashes today were 60, 40, 30, and like $6. So that's what we've done today, and then also had $55 in Instacart, and then we did another 12, I believe, on Grubhub. That was the makeup of that. We're kind of out of place. We're not where I normally like to be. There are some restaurants along the strip, and there's a chance we're gonna pass by a Chili's. There are some other ones like right here. There's like Culver's, and we just turned down a Taco Bell. But right where we are, Outback Steakhouse is probably the best option. What about that sweep, D-Rels? I'm going to tell you, that was the most fun I think I've had as a Mets fan this season. Those 3 games. A little bit because of the fact that they swept, a little bit because it was the Phillies, a little bit because of how dominating they looked from... there were minor hiccups. There's always little things you can pick on, but I mean, what a great performance. So, anyway, I'm not parking anywhere out here. I'm going to just kind of move in the general direction. I want to get closer to my good grocery stores, and I mean, it's still theoretically early. I mean, we can possibly get good orders for another couple hours. And since the sprinkler is hitting me today on DoorDash, I'm going to try, because you never know. Tomorrow might be a day where all you're going to see is like bare minimum little orders. So, well, here's an Outback, but that's not what we want. That's 18 for 15, and it's not a good 15. That's 30 miles, because we're already on the very edge. So before we took 30 for 15, but we ended out kind of close to restaurants. There is nothing out there 15 miles that way. So on that one, I would say that one should at least be 30 to get somebody to want to take that. But that was Outback, so that's an order like that. Now, if it was going to be 18 for like 10 or 12 going this way, the way we're driving, I'd at least consider it, because there's a pretty good chance these are going to be some dead miles anyway. So last time I got out here, I got an order from Chili's, which is like a couple miles ahead. A couple of raindrops on the windshield. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that or not. That is true. Now, one thing the Mets have to do this weekend, Rels, they have to beat up on the Marlins. You have to win this series. I'm not going to say you have to sweep, because that's a tall order. It doesn't matter what level. The Marlins have been playing some good ball. They're young players. They're hungry. And the Marlins love to ruin Mets seasons. But you've got to win 2 out of 3 against Miami. But I feel confident that they will. I mean, I know everyone's excited about Tong, as am I, but it's also, there's always a chance that, that your first start's not going to go well, too. I almost wonder if the Marlins would have a little more of an advantage, because they're such a young team. Maybe some of these guys have actually seen Tong in the minors. Because sometimes it's actually true, like the guys... It's almost better to pitch against like a veteran team like the Phillies when you're new, because they haven't seen you. All those guys, they've been in the majors since you were like in high school or even younger. I don't know how old McLean is, but I would bet that McLean was in high school, maybe even middle school, like when Bryce Harper came into the majors. Yep, exactly. So let's see. But it does feel like things are coming together. And that things are just starting to gel a little bit overall. So it's good that they had the off day today too. The bullpen's going to go in super rested. because the bullpen barely had to work yesterday, and they have an off day today. And honestly, look, for Jonathan, all you really want, I mean, like, you can wish for all sorts of things, but realistically, all you really want is just a quality start. I don't know what the official definition of a quality start is, but in my mind, it's like 5 or 6 innings, giving up 2 or 3 runs or less. You know, that's all you really need out of Jonathan. And so, because if Jonathan can pitch into the 6th inning, it's already better than, you know, feels like 80% of the starts that we get anyway. Alvarez broke the pinky. Yeah. I think there's got to be some sort of code, right? Like, just when you're pitching to a player who's rehabbing, you don't pitch him up and in. Look, Francisco Alvarez, and I understand these guys are in playoff races and stuff in the minors. I have no idea who the guy was who hit him and all that. I'm sure he feels bad, but still, just as a general rule of thumb. I almost took that. It's $11 for 5 Mile PetSmart shop, but it's going the wrong way. It's 5 miles into the boonies. I don't really like PetSmart in the first place. I'm like, for 4 items, I think I could do that, but only if it was, again, 4 miles that way, the direction we're heading, I'd take it. It is pretty quiet over here. It's raining, but it's not really raining that hard. It's not raining. It's in that kind of like, you guys can see, it's just like a sprinkle. This isn't the type of driving rain that sends people to orders or makes DoorDashers go home. You need like that heavy downpour. And like when you can see, like, so you guys can see through those clouds there, like that's the sun just up ahead. We're gonna be like in the sun in a mile or two. So again, I love. Do they play today? Oh, I thought they had off today. My mistake. I thought I looked at the schedule the other day and they had off today. Oh, they do. They're in warm-up. I don't get to see these games. Well, all right. So is it a 4-game then? I totally missed that. I know why I missed it too. Okay, yeah, so they got to take 3 out of 4. My apologies. I'm such a bad fan. I looked, and I know why, because I share an MLB account with a buddy, and his team is the Padres. That's his main team. So the Padres always show up first, so then I always look up the Mets second. They're the secondary team on the account. And I looked, so it's the Padres who are off today. Well, that's even more fun. Now I'll actually have some Mets to listen to. But because we're here, this is the stinky part for me. I don't get to actually watch Mets-Marlins games unless I'm sitting at a TV because it's local. I get blackout, so I got to listen to Howie Rose. Well, nonetheless, everything I said still stands other than the off day today and the rest for the bullpen. But at least the bullpen is going in rested. And hopefully we can get another good pitching performance. Tell you what, like the hitting is hitting, and right, so early in the season the pitching pitched and the hitting didn't hit. Then we had a little stretch, like June, where the hitters were hitting and the pitching couldn't pitch. And then they both stopped. The hitter stopped hitting and the pitcher stopped pitching, and that was really bad. So now, right when we want it, hopefully the hitters can hit and the pitchers can pitch the rest of the way. And like I said, there goes the end of the rain. Well, I'm actually excited. So I'm gonna head downtown, but I'm actually gonna start working my way home because I've hit all my goals. You know, obviously if we see some good orders, I don't think I'm gonna make it all the way down to Magic Dumpster tonight, but I've got eBay listing to do, and 3 hours of eBay listening while listening and watching the Mets sounds like a plan to me. So through the MLB app, you get the radio broadcast too. So even when you're blacked out for video on MLB, you still can listen to radio, which is really cool. So like if it's a game where the Mets are on Apple TV, I still get to listen to the radio broadcast. Or playoff games, right, where I'm driving around and I'm not going to pay for each of the different channel subscription services. So during the playoffs, I can still listen to the radio broadcast no matter what. That's never blacked out. So as much as I don't like the blackout rules, kudos to MLB for at least making the radio streams available. And should I want, I think the Spanish is also available as well. All right, we're gonna take this. I don't love it because we're just getting back into town. We're gonna pass on this. So this is the difference. We took a 30 for 15. This is a 19 for 10, but it's going right back the way we just came from, and we just drove a whole bunch of miles to get back downtown. There's no plus. It's not bad. It's PF Chang's. So again, if I was like $15 away from my goal, I'd probably take it just to be done. But I'm already done. So now I can be pickier and choose orders that are either going to be even higher paying than that or going to keep me downtown. So I did my sacrifice to DoorDash. Took the 30 for 15 that took me out to the boonies. We got it dropped off, but now it's on my terms. I want to stay near my restaurants, my grocery stores, those sorts of things. In fact, I should see, I don't know how early, because I don't usually turn it on early, but I wonder how early the audio broadcast comes up. Maybe I actually get to listen to some pregame. Let's see. Here's another large catering order we're also going to pass on. $11 for 7 miles. So that's a no-go too. So, but we've just been seeing more and more, and I'm just going to be picky. Yeah, they are. So I get to listen to the pregame show now as we speak. So we will talk some Mets as we go here too. Oh, and it's home, isn't it? Okay. All right. Well, hopefully all the momentum of winning at Citi Field over the last 3 days carries over into this series. I feel like tonight's game is really important because with Jonathan tomorrow, you don't want him to have the pressure of, oh my goodness, we lost last night. You want him to be able to go in as low of a pressure situation as possible, as hard as it may be, being in a pennant race, making your first start at Citi Field, all those things are going to be there, but at least take the pressure off of feeling like, oh my goodness, I have to be perfect and we have to win this game. I'd love to see the Mets just score like 2 or 3 in the first. That would be good stuff. Oh, it's Peterson tonight too, so that's nice. I mean, this literally could be, obviously, it's such a small sample size for McLean and no sample size for Jonathan. But I mean, this could literally be those 3 pitchers could be your starters in a series. McLean, Peterson, Tom. I mean, I can't remember being this excited about pitching prospects for the Mets in a really long time. Maybe we'll go park somewhere down here. I think we'll go over by like the Crust Pizza. We got other ones. Maybe we can squeeze out one more. There are some good restaurants right where we're at right now too, so. We got PF Chang's, we got New York Pizza and Pasta. Sometimes I think there's Firehouse Subs. And there's another sub place over here, not Jimmy John's. What's another one? Not Quiznos. I know, it's cool. It's, well, you know, I know that there's probably some disappointments with how some of the trade deadline acquisitions have played out, like Ryan Helsley. However, I will say this. I'm glad that the Mets did not trade away the farm to try to get big names and stuff in. You know, Vientos is bouncing back. They just said Brett Beatty, just listen to the radio broadcast, hitting 360 over his last 15 games. I mean, the bottom of this lineup, I still wish they had gotten a bat for center field, because I like Tyrone Taylor's glove. I just wanted to have a bat for center field on the days we wanted hitting, and a glove for center field for the days or the innings where you needed fielding. If we couldn't get both, if we couldn't get a Byron Buxton or something, it's like you've got Tyrone Taylor, Cedric Mullins, Jose Siri is making, and Jesse Winker, they're both making single A appearances tonight. They're starting their rehab in single A. But Jose Siri's got the same thing. It's like I understand the value of speed and defense. I've never liked the idea of having 3 speed defensive outfielder people on the roster. So I do think there's a path back for Winker. I don't see how Siri cracks this roster though before the year is done. I'd like to see Acuna back though too. Especially once they feel like he got enough games in the minors. When we get that extra roster spot opened up, I wouldn't mind having Acuna. You got him for defense and speed off the bench in the games that you need him. So, I know people don't like him sitting up here and quote-unquote wasting away, but if he got basically a full season's worth of work in, and we could bring him on the roster as, you know, a speed demon on the base paths, I'd be good with that. But yeah, I mean, I like the McNeil in center. It's pretty slow on the order front right now. Like I said, I've hit my goal. I'm going to be out all day tomorrow. I'm going to be going nonstop this weekend with it being Labor Day weekend. I know there's going to be some thrift store deals and stuff going on, but I'm not focused on that. I've got enough inventory right now for the next couple of weeks. So I need to get selling as opposed to buying right now on eBay. So I'm gonna make the food and gig delivery money over the next few days. We'll go do that. We'll go park at Namba Ramen. I'm gonna do that. I'm feeling the Namba tonight. Namba Ramen and sushi. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the scenery a little bit. It's also in a Publix parking lot too. $10 for 7 Mile. We're gonna pass on that. Platinum order, but sun is right in my face. I can't see a thing right now. Even the visor barely helps, but $3 for 5 mile from PF Chang's. We're going to decline that. We won't sit long. It's 7 o'clock, maybe like 5 minutes. And we'll sit for 5 minutes here. So I know people were frustrated with the delay, but I do believe McLean and Tong, they were brought up late enough, so they are still eligible to be rookies for next year. So Noah McLean would certainly be a Rookie of the Year candidate, and of course Jonah Tong as well. You just never know. You know, I think pitchers are always harder to guess on versus position players. It's a little easier to project position players. All right. Gonna chillax. We're sitting at Nam Ramen and Sushi in Publix. We'll see what sort of orders are coming out, if any. Refresh everything here. Hey, Braves are up 3-0 in the top of the first, and there's 2 on. Wow, what a weird feeling to be cheering for the Braves, but I'll take it. Do it, Braves. Just break them. Is that a 4-game series too? Braves Phillies. Yep, and it's even Sunday Night Baseball. All right, I just found an article. Alvarez has broken pinky, but hopeful to return soon. Mets are hopefully can return to baseball activities as soon as this weekend. Relatively short, but still a little bit of a setback versus the old timetable. All right, so I'm just gonna hang here for another minute or two, and if we don't get anything, we're gonna just move towards the direction of home. Yeah, it's just been a flow of these types of large catering orders, which they call a platinum, but it's like $15 for 9 miles with a bad drop-off location. So we're going to decline them. We want not just large catering orders. We want large, big payout orders. It used to be like every large catering order had a big tip on it. That's not the case anymore. The percentage of tip on those orders has definitely gone down a little bit. All right, so I know it's boring. Sorry, it's just how it comes sometimes. I'm trying to give a couple more minutes because we are seeing orders. They're just not the right ones. All right, so we're gonna move. You know, it's also true sometimes it feels like, and I don't know if I can prove this. Yeah, there's a large catering order from Carrabba's, $14 for 10 miles. It's like, it's just not good. It's like, I'd expect that for like any order from Carrabba's. It's crazy to me how many large catering orders there have been out there tonight, though, too. But it does feel like sometimes, you know, I was using the sprinkler analogy, like for a while. Like at lunchtime today, I was like in the center of the sprinkler, and I was getting all the big orders. And now it's like the sprinkler kind of passed by us, and it's like, okay, maybe that was it, and maybe that's what we're gonna see for our big orders. We'll see. You never know. It also depends on how many drivers are out there, but it does feel like, these can't be the best orders you have, DoorDash. $7 for 5 miles, bad drop off. We're gonna pass on that. All right, so we're gonna just move. I don't know if we're gonna park again. If I park anywhere next, I'd go try to nab an order at Fresh Market. I would love to knock out like a quick double from Fresh Market. Let's see. $8 for 4 miles on DoorDash. Gonna pass on that one. Well, the Braves got up to a 3-0 lead, had runners on first and third with 1 out. Couldn't score again. The Phillies already have 1 run in the first, so it's 3-1 Braves over the Phillies. Mets-Marlins game about to get underway here. Alright. I gotta turn back around. We just left that parking lot. We gotta turn around. We just got a $19 Instacart. I think I'm actually gonna let that be the... When we get there, I think I'm gonna end the stream because it was gonna time out anyway. I'm just gonna go get this shopped and dropped. I'm gonna knock out, it's a $19 Instacart for 14 items. It's only going like 4 miles. I wish I was still in that parking lot, but alas. That's how it goes sometimes. We're gonna take it. So, I'm gonna knock out one more Instacart, throw another $20 in our pocket. It's gonna be back-to-back days that I hit $220 on food and gig delivery. So, it was a good stream, even though it just ended up being one big order that we did on stream. I did a couple before. 30, 42, 48. We're gonna get like $68 in 3 hours. Not even 3 hours. No, 2.5. Yeah, so it was a good evening. All told, 220 in basically 8 hours of work today. So over $25 an hour for the day, just by hunting the big orders, being picky. Big game hunting I like to talk about. So, all right, we'll be live a fair amount over the weekend. I don't have the full schedule yet. So make sure you guys check out the ongoing eBay revitalization that we've been doing on the channel. We just put out the newest video today. So definitely want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. That way you'll be notified the next time we go live. We'll be live at some point in time tomorrow. I will tell you that. I don't know if it's going to be late night, early. We're doing a family thing right after school tomorrow. So I don't know if I'm going to be out right at 5 o'clock or not. But somewhere between, say, 5:30 and 9 o'clock tomorrow we'll go live. I just don't know exactly when. So, like I said, appreciate all of you. I'm going to go head back. This is the same parking lot we were just parked in for like 10 minutes and got nothing. And then we left, we drove away, and we got a really good order. So, kind of funny how that works, because it works way too often to feel like it's a coincidence at this point. But it's all good. An extra 5 miles we got to drive just to go back to where we were in the first place. I should be able to get this shopped in like 10 minutes and then go drop it off. And then if there's anything else good, we'll do that. I'm going to actually just end the DoorDash. This particular one didn't really work out. But whenever I'm ready, I'll start it up again. The perks of being a Platinum Dasher. All right, well, as always, I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and we will catch you sometime tomorrow night. Have a great night, everybody.